Kurt Bestor, entertainer, composer, musician, thank you so much for being part of Three Questions.
Bob, it's nice to be here, actually here. I wish I weren't here, but it's nice to be with you.
We wish you were here. So anyway, thanks for being with us. At the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, the outbreak, did you have any idea that we would get to the point where not only is the economy being seriously affected, but people such as yourself in the entertainment and music industries are being just devastated, and those are industries that don't have regular paychecks. Did you have any idea we'd wind up here?
I knew that there might be some impact, but I had no idea how much. For example, Bob, I arrange music for performers. Well, performers aren't performing, so there goes my arrangements. All my musicians that record with me aren't able to record anywhere. There goes their income. And I had no idea how closely tethered we all were, but I'm certainly finding that out now.
Many people might be surprised to know that Utah really has a lot of commercial music going on here. People writing, arranging, recording, that kind of thing. What kind of an effect is this having on our musician friends and their ability to make ends meet?
Well, honestly, Bob, it stopped almost day one. It was like the minute that we had to stay indoors or not go on and keep our distance, everything shut down. All the recording studios and literally all these people that rely on their freelance work, the violinists, the engineers, it just stopped. And they had literally no way to make a living. Nobody can do takeout music. We're just waiting for it to end so we can perform again.
How are they getting by? Have you got any idea?
Honestly, just through the goodness of friends. Some people are doing online lessons. That's been helpful. Some people are doing concerts online and people can Venmo them money. But to be really honest, we're all just kind of hoping that this goes away quicker than it is.
It's one thing to see the devastating effects on the economy, but it's another thing entirely to watch what's happening to our culture. And I realize that we're relatively new into this situation, but tell me what kind of a cultural effect it has when we shut down venues, music venues and theaters and ballet and even sports venues. What does that do to us culturally?
Well, honestly, people might think that what I do and other people in the music business and entertainment business do is superfluous or just for luxury. But honestly, it kind of makes us human. So if all we're doing is going to the store, getting toilet paper and food and coming home and sitting here, the things that make us human, the entertainment, and then when you go to the theater, you're with other people. When you go to a concert, so all those things that kind of make us human have gone away, and it's disconcerting not just to us performers, but to the audience and the people that like to spectate.
It's clear, I mean, just as you and I are talking over Skype right now, it's clear that we can't be together right now, and this truly is the next best thing. In your observations, what are some of the benefits of actually being physically together with other people?
Well, you and I are talking, but it's not like the real thing. And that's, so we're already like at 60% communicating. But being with other people, there's something intangible about when you're in a concert and you just sigh all together, or you're at a sporting event and you cheer all together. That sense of unity, that sense of community, that's really what the arts and what sports do. It brings us together for a common cause.
What are you doing specifically to keep yourself mentally healthy and emotionally healthy in this time of isolation? Give us what your routine is every day.
Well, I get it. It's funny, Bob. If there's one thing I'm going to keep after all this is over, it's getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and going for about an hour walk. I go by myself. I walk around up here in the foothills of the avenue where I live, and then I come home ready to go for the day. That is something that I love doing now. It's something that gets my day started, calms me down a little bit. Other than that, nothing is normal.
That doesn't surprise me when we come to talk to you.
Well,
Tell me this, though. Is this a good time for someone to start taking up an instrument? That people have a
yeah,
lot of time on their hands.
I would say take up the piano. I've got lots of sheet music I'm trying to sell. uh, no, honestly, this is a good time for anybody to sit down at your piano or pull up a guitar or get together as the family that you can be with in your house and sing. Do something to kind of lift your spirits. That's kind of what the arts and music do. What I'm doing right now is I'm treating this as a forced hiatus where I can prepare myself for, I'm getting sheet music done, I'm practicing the piano, so that when we do land again back on planet Earth, I'm going to have a chance to get right back into hopefully what I was doing before.
I would imagine that what the country and what Utah and even we individually are going through right now might be good seeds for new music for you. Are you finding any inspiration at all in what's going on in our country and in our community right now?
Well, I think Utah can be very proud of how it's come together. I've been watching the news like the rest of us, listening to Governor Herbert speak and those guys on Silicon Slopes. I love the unity that is what Utah is. And music, for me right now, we need a rallying cry. We need music that lifts us up. I don't know if it's Bestor's Ninth Symphony, but I do want to write some music that when we can meet again, that I can have music that can be the fanfare to welcome everybody back to life here in Utah.
So many elements of our everyday lives have been disrupted. We do things differently. Just you and I talking together like this is different than how we would normally do it. When we get to the end of this thing, what are some of the lessons that you anticipate that we as a people and that you personally will have learned by coming through this experience?
I don't know about you, Bob, but when I walk around and I see people on the street, a few people, and I go to the store for my weekly sundries, I notice that people are looking at each other, smiling. People are saying, kind of feel them say, hey, we're in this together. As you can see just their eyes, you can't see what they're smiling, but there's this, I hope that doesn't end when things go back to whatever normal will be. I hope we can remember how we all came. And the other thing that I think is interesting is that it doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter whether you're a famous athlete for the Utah Jazz or whether you're the governor or whether you're a lowly composer, we all are experiencing the same thing. That commonality is comforting, I think.
And finally, Kurt, how has this changed you so far?
I think this experience has told me how fragile life is. My good friend Bob Garf passed away, and I see other people getting sick. This has definitely taught me how fragile life is, and I'm going to enjoy every moment, no matter whether it's here on a Skype call or whether we're face-to-face and I get to shake your hand again soon, Bob.
All right. Well, Kurt Bestor, entertainer, composer, musician, one of Utah's crown jewels. Thank you so much for being part of Three Questions.
Thank you, and stay well.
You too.